Perfect. Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another episode, season 4, episode 9. On today's episode, guys, we're going to be talking about Dani Olmo. Is he going to be able to debut against Athletic Club on Saturday? Will he be registered on time? And then as well, we're going to be talking about some more Barcelona news. We're going to be talking about Hector Fort, his future, Miguel Fay, his departure to Rennes, and then as well talking about Roque, just very briefly, going to Betis, and then lastly, talking about some more Barcelona news in regards to, let's say, Hector Fort and just like a whole other more. But guys, as always, if you guys want to join, feel free. Just go on X, click on the streamer link, and you will be able to join. That way, you can discuss and have a conversation with us if you feel like it. But let me introduce my co-host Sebi. Sebi, say what's up?
What's up, guys?
Perfect, perfect. Okay, Sebi. So, Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is still not registered in La Liga. Our superstar signing, Barcelona spend
60 million down the.
well, I mean, like he's like Barcelona. They're trying to get him registered. Like it's not. He hasn't been registered yet. But Barcelona, they are with the departure of Gundogan.
When's the last day to register players?
No, the last day is like the
Do
final
you
day of
know?
the transfer market.
Okay. So
Yeah,
how much
it's
time do
it's
we have left?
so the 31st. So what? Just like 9 days
Oh
left,
my God,
something like that.
that's
Yeah,
1 week.
yeah. We
One
have
week and
1 week.
2 days.
Something like a week before. You know, we have to register him because if not,
What's
he's
gonna
gonna have to wait.
wait? What's gonna happen? Is like, imagine he just doesn't play all season. He just trains.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like, if that, like, Barcelona's not gonna let that happen.
Wait,
Then,
can
like,
they play him in Champions League though?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
But
know how
the
that
thing is,
works.
like,
You don't feel like
that's such a weird
competition.
scenario, like, to be in a player like who can play Champions League but not play in La Liga. That's a
Yeah,
little bit weird.
that is strange. I don't know how
Okay,
that will work.
okay.
That's
Uh,
I'm scared.
well, I
I'm
mean, that's
scared.
like the worst case scenario. Like Barcelona, they are expecting to have Dani Olmo registered, but it isn't confirmed. And knowing Barcelona and how they
Yeah.
like to do improvised things, then it's something that is worrying. But
At this point, I would just like what's it called? Just focus on selling players because if we can't even register Dani Olmo, what we can't even register more if we sign more like Chiesa and stuff like that.
I mean, that's what Barcelona's trying to do right now. Gundogan leaves, Miguel Fay leaving, Julian Araujo left, Margu left. Barcelona potentially,
Barca should have
looking to.
asked money for Gundogan. This
I,
is
I
I
mean,
think it's like
they should
10
have.
mil.
I mean, like we talked about this on Monday. Like,
Why
Sebi,
did
like
he let
Barcelona,
him go for free?
they shouldn't even have left Gundogan leave for free. But Sebi, if for example Barcelona they aren't able to register Gundogan, their superstar signing for Saturday, who do you play in that number 10 position?
It's hard. It's hard. Is Pedri back?
Yeah, but Pedri is back. He played remember against Valencia, he played 30
Oh
minutes, and
yeah,
honestly
he
he looked
did.
good. He looked good.
I'll probably play Pedri to be honest.
You play Pedri from the start, or would you, for example, repeat what Hansi Flick did in the game against Valencia, and he played Rafinha as a number 10?
No, I'll put Pedri.
You put Pedri?
Yeah,
Did
I'll put
Rafinha not
Pedri.
convince you, or what?
No, I just don't like Rafinha to be honest. I like Pedri way more. But Pedri is like a way better player. Also, he's used to the midfield role that Rafinha is not really a midfielder
You're right.
10-ish
You're right.
player. He's more like a
Yeah,
winger, a direct winger.
yeah, yeah. And I especially think like under the system like Hansi Flick is trying to play with that 4-2-3-1, Rafinha is a much better fit out wide than he is in the interior because we
Yeah,
did see
exactly.
Rafinha at times being playing as like number 10 under Xavi, but Xavi was utilizing him a little bit more. What's up, Pineapple? What's up, Sampana? What the fuck is Deco and Laporta doing? I mean,
I've
they're
been
just having
saying
a
this.
clown fest right there. Fire this clown Deco immediately. Sampana, Deco, he isn't having a great summer. I'm being honest. He isn't having a great summer.
Bro,
Um,
Deco is an overrated player as well. What the fuck has he done, bro, professionally to an overrated player, in my opinion?
I mean, it's just inexperience. So much hype and now just empty promises. Well, the thing with Pineapple is could, like, we talked about this very briefly on Monday, but could this like turn out to be like one of Barcelona's worst transfer windows? Because you come into the summer thinking, hey, we need a DM, we need a left winger. These are the two positions that Barcelona need. And then at the end of the of the summer transfer window, not only do you not reinforce both of those two positions, but you spend 60 million on a player that you don't really need. And on top of that, you lose quality players. Because we're not even going to talk about Christensen, for example, which Barcelona, they're now thinking about selling, because it's one thing about selling, Christensen for big money, and just having like an overbooking in a center back position. But in the squad that Barcelona have now, selling Christensen now, I think you're gonna be, basically weakening the squad. Do you think so, Sabi?
They're just trying to get rid of players so they can cover up the Dani Olmo mess because they know they fucked up internally.
Mm.
That's my opinion on what's happening right now. They know they fucked up signing Dani Olmo, so now that we can't even register him, they're looking for players to sell really quick, either for free or a very low price, and they're
And
sending them out.
and what's crazy is that they also wanted to sign Nico Williams. They also wanted to sign
Yeah,
Nico Williams,
that works.
a-
We
and
shouldn't be signing anyone at this point. Leave the
and
squad
what
how it is.
leave the
We
squad
don't
as
need
well.
them.
I mean, I don't know about that, but
No,
now
yeah.
I completely understand why Nico Williams didn't want to come to Barcelona, because he
No,
didn't
yeah,
have the guarantees.
obviously.
He just didn't have the
Imagine,
guarantees.
imagine Nico Williams doesn't play.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Imagine facing Athletic Club like on Saturday and not being able to play. That's the
Exactly.
thing. hmm Deco overrated is crazy as a player, but as a sporting director, he's terrible. Dani Olmo, the big signing. Oh yeah, it's up there as the worst. I'm not excited at all, to be honest. I think Atletico is going to finish higher. I think the only reason why Barcelona could potentially reach higher than Atletico is just because of the La Masia signings that we have. Marc Bernal, Marc Casado, Lamine Yamal, Pau Cubarsi, Fermin
I
Lopez.
think
Those players
Atletico
are going to
and
sell.
Real Madrid are gonna be focused on more like the Champions League and winning trophies. To be honest, too,
Hmm.
maybe we can capitalize on that on La Liga and finish higher.
We
But we'll
could,
see.
we could, we could. Uh, Rather, well, Eric Garcia than Christensen, but Christensen does have market value. Christensen, he does have market value, but the thing is, like, with the exit of Gundogan, for example, and with the loss of I would say so many French players, and with the loss of Christensen, I do feel that right then you're basically weakening the squad, because Barcelona, they haven't brought in significant players. For example, we're just bringing Eric Garcia. We're losing Miguel Fay. We're losing Gundogan, and Barcelona. They are going to have to be competitive throughout the season. And Christensen, I know that at times he was injured, but he played a big role last season. But what's up, Saket? Welcome
Guys,
to the stream, man.
guys, guys, did you see ever Christensen play a full game of 90 minutes?
No, I did not. No, no. Christensen, like after the 60th minute mark, he asked for the sub.
Exactly. I have one Chelsea friend. When we signed Christensen, I asked him about him to him. So he said that he has some problem regarding high pressure games. Yeah, in every high pressure match, he can't compete. For 90 minutes. He said that he pukes in between the matches.
Well, see, like Christensen, like he is a player who is injury prone, and he does pick up those small injuries here and then. And Xavi, he did talk about this. He said like, "Hey, I take off Christensen because of that, because like he picks up like small injuries that prevent him from playing, and sometimes when he was playing in that midfield position, he would have to run more than he was accustomed to, a new position, and he would get tired as well. And so it's interesting to see whether Hansi Flick uses him as a pivot,
But
in the
I
base of the
but I
midfield.
like him as a player. He's solid 7.5 out of 10 every match.
But would you prefer him over, let's say, a Marc Casado or Marc Bernal partnership?
No, of course not.
Yeah, I think then you can just retract him and play him as a center back.
Yeah,
You can do
but
that.
I think they will sell him.
So okay, okay. Um, where, when do you guys think it all went wrong for us? I think it was clear that we needed a DM and a left wing, but we ended up either with a cam. How did we end up here? I have no clue. Sebi, what do you think?
Do I have to go back in time or right now?
Well, I mean, you could talk about it
For
like
the
recently
problem.
or back then. Yeah, you could do a little bit of both.
We'll talk about the problem recently. Laporta lied to everyone that the club is gonna be fine, blah blah blah. Even though the situation at Barcelona was known to be one of the worst, and he just lied to people and to fans. Everyone knew that it was gonna be hard to sign players, and now it's showing that we can't sign or register barely anyone. And then obviously Bartomeu, when he came to the club, sold Neymar and they decided to buy Coutinho for an inflated price of 150 million. Then also Dembele for another 150 million. Stuff happened inside the club that the fans don't know about, like me, but you can tell something went wrong financially, especially, and that's where it all went wrong for Barca.
And then you also have the big contracts of
Yeah,
a
like
you know of
heavy
Ter
contract,
Stegen, yeah,
six
Frankie De
years,
Jong, like
7 years.
yeah, yeah, like those contracts all also hurt right there. Is it true that we could have signed Julian Alves? It is pineapple. It is. That honestly
I said
infuriates
that
me.
last episode.
Yeah, it infuriates me because Barcelona, we could have gotten him when Julian Alves was at River Plate, which is insane.
For
But
20 million
exactly, and
in the
now
past.
he's in Atletico Madrid. Sampa, thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you so much. And if you want to join Sampa, feel free. This was the only reason why Williams never came to Barcelona, and this is not good for the club. I agree because Barcelona, they could not register their players. Nico Williams did not give the green light. It's
Yeah,
simple as that
if
because
this
Nico
keeps
Williams,
on
he wanted
showing,
guarantees.
no one is gonna sign for Barca at this point.
It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. But Sakep, for the game against Athletic Club, and Dani Olmo is not able to debut, who would you play in that position? Would you play, for example, a Paulo Torre, a Pedri? Would you, for example, repeat what Hansi Flick did in the first game and play Rafinha in that 10 position, or do you go for something different? Experiment.
Uh, I yesterday I saw Laporta playing football on Twitter. So I think at this point we should just play him. No,
Play
but I think it will be Fermin's first game. So after the break, so rather play him off the bench. So I think Rafinha should play. I think he is match fit also. He played
Okay.
good first game, so Rafinha should play.
Okay. Sebi said that Pedri should play in that number 10 position rather than Rafinha. And here's my dilemma. I don't want to see Ferran Torres play
Yeah,
because Ferran
I
Torres.
don't have any problem with Pedri, but just take it slow with him.
Yeah, I understand that. Like that's a concern of playing Pedri, but see, I would be inclined to play Fermin Lopez because Fermin Lopez I think would be perfect, and he's just been gone for like 1 week, and he just came off the Olympics. Like he is match sharp and everything. He's only had like a week off, a break or something like that, and so
It's
he
important.
would. Yeah, like he would be able to play, but the thing is, he hasn't trained that much with Hansi Flick. That's the problem. Like, I think he is fit and everything, and he will be playing that game, but I don't think it's going to be from the start.
Yeah, true.
I, yeah, I think, for example, I think the option is to go for Pedri. Just simple as that. No worries, Sampada. No worries. You just when you can, feel free. But now, guys, switching the conversation, I want to be talking about Chiesa because, as the title of the video says, Chiesa open to joining Barcelona.
Spaghetti
Apparently,
Mafia.
apparently, Barcelona, they've submitted their first offer for Chiesa. 9 million euros plus 4 million euros in variables, something like that. Juventus, they still haven't accepted it. We're gonna be seeing tomorrow, the news on whether Barcelona accept that and everything. But guys, it seems that Barcelona, they're not going to be going for Coleman. Rafa Leao, that's something absurd. I don't know why that's being mentioned in the media. Barcelona,
Impossible.
it's impossible for Barcelona to be able to afford Rafa Leao. But Chiesa, says Sebi, we talked about this little briefly last week, but would Chiesa be an exciting signing for you for
Exciting?
let's say like 10, 11 million euros? Yeah.
That's pretty cheap, to be honest. If he can get his form back to what it was before, then yeah, it's a
Okay.
good signing.
Okay.
To what it was before,
Yeah.
before this
Before,
ACL team.
yeah, before the Euros, or like after the Euros or something like that, he was worth roughly 70 million euros.
Yeah, I
I mean,
think same like
it could be a
Ansu
good,
Fati was
it
worth
could be
more
a
than
good
50 million.
transfer.
Yeah. Ansu Fati at one
I
point
think,
was worth
I
100.
think it's a decent transfer
Decent transfer. Okay.
if
And
he
why do
can
you say
get back
that?
to some of his level. Because
Okay.
I don't think he's that washed up. People after a big injury like an ACL always like, oh my god, they're washed. They'll never be the same. Blah blah blah. In certain extent, they are right because an ACL is like the worst injury in football. But we have to remember that he is a young player. He's only like 23, 24.
Oh, well,
No,
he's 26 at the moment.
26. Imagine he can still
Yeah.
play on our World Cup, on our Euros.
He can. He can. He's young. He's young.
He's still a
And
young player.
last season he
Also,
played.
guys, do you remember any Italian player that played for Barca recently?
Recently,
Uh,
no.
Recently,
Recently,
no, but in
no.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
I would be,
Yeah.
interested if he comes.
Yeah. You also had like Zambrotta who played for Barcelona. But
yeah,
that's
that's what I'm saying.
yeah. Like he was a
Zamruta, I didn't knew. I only saw him in AFC, double-footed player.
yeah. But
He plays
you know,
left back, right?
left back and right back. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I
he
saw
plays right
him
back.
in AFC. I didn't know he played for Barcelona. That's a legendary player.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's.
Um.
I think if we can get him for really cheap, then it would be a good signing.
Okay.
Yeah, 10
Okay.
million
But
and add-ons, that's fine.
Okay.
what happens if he turns out good and we have to, and then we don't sign Rafa Leao and Nico Williams?
I mean, that's the upside. For example, like Barcelona, with this deal, they have a lot to gain and very little to lose because with Chiesa having basically his contract on his final year of his contract and his contract expiring very soon, Barcelona can play with that and say, hey, we offer you 10 million euros, you get some money, we take him off your books, and Chiesa, he doesn't want to renew
Well, he's not
with
even in the
Juventus.
plan.
Yeah, he's not even in Thiago Motta's plans and everything like that. And so, they do want an exit for him. And if he does come to Barcelona and he is able to,
Wait,
somewhat succeed at Barcelona, then,
let me
it's
ask you this now: would you wait for Ansu Fati to come back from his injury?
ah, see, but Ansu Fati is different than Chiesa because Ansu Fati, he's not a winger. He's not a left wing.
But
He's
but when he debuted, he was playing winger.
Yeah, but that was like when he was like what, 16, 17. Like right now he's 21,
Yeah,
and
he's
right now,
like also, he's like inverted winger, I think.
yeah,
He comes
exactly.
inside. So
Uh-huh.
we can't have, both the wingers on our flanks, like inverted wingers. Lamin
Imagine
also like to come inside.
Yamal Ansu Fati,
Yeah,
Lewandowski.
man, but see that if you said Ansu Fati of like 2019, for example, when he debuted and anything he touched turned into a goal, then I was saying, yeah, that front line is deadly.
Guys,
But
but
Ansu
I think
Fati,
he debuted when Messi was playing, right?
yeah, yeah, remember
Yeah, so I don't know
yeah,
how to judge those players. After seeing Inter Miami for a few games, I don't, I don't. When players play with Messi, they play on another level.
yeah. Um Pedri will be playing in a double pivot position. Okay, interesting. But then who plays as the number 10 then? Who plays as the number 10? On Saturday, Barcelona doesn't win the game, people will cry. Absolutely. And what's worse is that it's going to be against Athletic Club, and Athletic Club, they're already starting to beef with us apparently, over this whole Nico Williams saga. And
But honestly, we've always had bad results when we go over there in La Liga.
well, but the thing is, we're playing in the Estadio Montejic. We're not actually
Okay.
going to
We're
to
playing
San
home.
Mamés. Yeah.
Home.
And that stadium is even more worse. We lost to Monaco, in the
Yeah.
preseason also
No, no,
there
no.
also, and
That stadium's trash, bro.
It's not a home stadium. It's a neutral ground. It's a neutral ground.
Yeah, it's neutral.
Don't want Coleman unless it's on a 1 year loan, no buy
No,
option.
Coleman's trash. He's actually washed. That guy hasn't played in God knows how long. Miss a penalty in the World Cup final. That guy's trash.
Oh my god. Um, how do you guys compare our midfield with the top teams in Europe? Man City, Madrid, Arsenal, etc.
No, we
Okay.
don't compare.
Also, one thing about common, I don't want that PR running on, Twitter and all that. Madrid is signing Mbappe on the left wing, and we are signing same
Bro, imagine
France there, and that is common and all that.
these people
Oh my
want
god,
to sign
imagine.
Coleman, but Coleman has had like 4 ACL injuries. Like he can break
Yeah,
out any second.
yeah, it's bad. But Sebi, well, I'll go first. How do you guys compare our midfield with the top teams in Europe? Man City, Madrid, Arsenal, etc. I think if Barcelona, if they have all of their players fit, for example, if you have Gavi, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Frankie De Jong, Marc Casado, Marc Bernal, I think we can actually go toe to toe with these teams.
I
But the
think
thing,
if both marks turn out to be what we think they will, then I think we have one of the top three midfields in the world. If they perform like they we want.
I agree, I agree. But the issue is the fitness because
Yeah.
I think Gavi could be a glue to that team. I think Pedri at his best, he's unplayable. Like he is able to dictate the midfield like no other. But the thing is, if
But
Pedri is
also
out,
like
if Gavi is
physicality
out,
and experience, bro.
that's also something key. That's also something
No,
key.
but I think if
The top
Gavi is
teams
fit,
in the
he
world
can
have
cover for
experience.
Mark Bernal and he has enough experience at this point.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Gavi has played a lot of games, for both
Yeah,
the
but
Spanish national team
pl-
and for
playing
Barcelona.
a lot of games doesn't mean like it is experience, obviously, but the age factor does like play a big role.
Okay,
You get
okay.
me?
But
Um,
now, like Lamin has played like entire season for Barca and Spain. So can't we consider him as experienced player right now? I mean,
But
not
I
like
feel like
experienced players
Lamine
like
is like,
Gundogan and Lewandowski, but he knows how to handle the pressures right now.
but
okay.
Lamine is like something supernatural. Like you're not gonna see that type of talent. Like
All right.
I'm not gonna compare him to Messi or Neymar or anyone like that, but it's a talent superior to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot of
I
players.
agree with you, but also, Gavi and Pedri was also like that, like
Yeah.
when they started, like, Pedri
No,
was
no,
playing like
they never had
70
that
games in a season
talent.
when he was 17.
Yeah. Our center mids and cams are enough to compete with Man City,
Oh hell
but
no!
including the DM, we're top five, but not top two. Only we had a Rodri or Chouameni on our
Oh
team.
hell no!
Okay.
Are we comparing ourselves to City now? Oh hell
No, no, no,
no!
no, 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 no.
Delusional.
City. No, City's the best team in the world. City's the best team in the world alongside Real Madrid. I think, for example, Barcelona. We still have weak points in our team that we need to improve. If Barcelona they are to, go toe to toe and compete against these teams. But we're just talking about the midfield. We're just talking about the midfield. And let's say Pedri is fit, Gavi is fit, Marc Bernal and Marc Casado. Because we talk about these players, but what do you guys think Barcelona's actual starting midfield is going to be? Because Hansi Flick has a lot of options. For example, he can play Pedri in number 10. He can play him in the base of the midfield. He can play Dani Olmo. He
De
can
Jong's
play.
also
Yeah, I mean the young in a big game
he's
now.
gonna play. He's gonna play for sure, for sure.
Mm,
Even though, in my opinion, he's shit, but he's gonna play.
Marc Casado as well. Marc Casado, I think a player who's basically played almost every single minute under Hansi Flick. I think he's going to be a big part of that midfield. But okay, looking at how the midfield is shaping up, what would you be looking, to say? Let's say Barcelona are to play against Real Madrid tomorrow. What would be your midfield?
I think same midfield that we played against. What would be what who did we play against in the first game? Valencia. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
same. Yeah, same midfield as Valencia, just Dani Olmo instead of Rafinha, and Rafinha on the left wing.
Rafinha. Okay, okay. So interesting. So you'd go and put faith in the youngsters. You put faith in Marc Casado and Marc Bernal.
Yeah, why not? I mean, at this point, rather than playing 37-year-olds and 34-year-olds, rather.
Okay, okay, solid. I think our midfield can compete with City midfield. I feel we underestimate Flick's system with these players, and I guess is we because we don't know what to expect. Okay, shout a shout. Robert says Frankie, Gavi, and Olmo. By the way, Robert, love the AV. Okay, that's actually a pretty solid midfield. Just Frankie. I don't know. I don't know. But we're gonna have to see how this team rolls. Because when
Guys, do
everyone
you
comes
really
back,
think Frankie is injured?
I think so. But I also think it's like because it's crazy. He's had an
Because
ankle
I don't
sprain.
even see him in trainings and all that. I don't see him on the grounds. I don't see in the social media post of the club right now in recent times.
It's crazy. Just like what's it called? He got injured what in April, March around there, and he's been out for 5 months, and it's an
Yeah, and
ankle
I
sprain.
didn't even see him, in any post or anything like the.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. If Barcelona cannot register a player and even get to the one-to-one rule, where are we going as a club? May God help us through this year. I know. It's just Barcelona improvising throughout the transfer window. There's
I
not
mean,
really
guys,
much
guys,
long-term
don't
planning.
don't expect anything at this point. We have been going downhill for a long time. Just enjoy the kids watching play at this point.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that there are actually Barcelona fans out there on like social media and everything because I'm like scrolling on X and I'm seeing the people and people are like saying, "Oh, Barcelona doing a great job. Barcelona, congrats to Deco, congrats to Laporta." I'm like saying, guys, you guys are just like selling us like a lie. You're just hyping the fans up because the thing is, like, it's rather be
Honestly, Deco
realistic.
will punch you in the throat.
After Laporta came for the first 1 year and 1.5 year, I was also getting hyped with all these signings and levers
Yeah,
and all this media
yeah,
hype and all that. Even after some
yeah,
time, I also realized that nothing in there.
yeah. Well, I mean, but let's be clear. Laporta is infinitely better than Bartomeu. Let's make that clear.
Obviously,
But the
he
thing
was
is,
president before.
yeah. But
At
the
least,
thing is,
at least he is giving false hope to the fans.
yeah. But at least, Laporta isn't perfect. But guys, to run off the video, I want to talk about one last topic, and that's Hector Ford. Hector Ford potentially going on loan. We don't know where. But apparently Hansi Flick views Hector Ford and he isn't convinced by him. And he views him a little bit green. And that's something that caught me by surprise. And I said it on the video that Hector Ford, I don't think he put that many bad performances last season. I think whenever he was called upon Hector Ford, either on the left or on the right, he actually played well. In the games against Athletic Club and the games against Atletico Madrid, I thought that he actually played really well. And I asked you this question, Sebi, and then I'm gonna ask you, Sake. But would you be a fan of letting go of, let's say, Hector Ford and potentially go for Mark Bowen, the Almeida right back, who
Look,
is a little bit more tall, more physical, and well developed in the first team?
Hansi Flick is gonna be the coach for the next. If he doesn't get sacked, I don't know how many years is his contract, but it's gonna be for a decent amount of time. I think whatever he says should go. So if he is not convinced, he is not convinced, and we just sell him for money.
Sell him. You want to sell him?
Sell him. Sell him. We need money. We're broke. And then we register Dani Olmo.
Okay, I think selling is a little bit far fetched because I think that Hector Ford he's shown enough promise to say, hey, this
And
could be a
then
player
with
that
a
lasts me for a while
buyback option.
with the buyback option. Okay, okay.
I know. People are saying on Twitter that club is taking the decision and they are using Hansi Flick's name to enforce their decision. But if
You
we
think
look
so?
at the preseason and no, if in some condition maybe, but in Hector Ford's condition, if we look at the preseason games, I think Alex Vale and Gerard Martin played ahead of him in
They did.
multiple games instead of Hector Ford, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Hector
So
Ford did
in this
not play that much in
condition,
the preseason.
yeah. So in this condition, I think if coach doesn't want him, I think we should let him go. And after playing for the first team, in last season, how can we send him back to the B team of Barcelona rather than sending him to a good La Liga team?
Okay, okay. Hector Ford was always good last season. He is an actual fullback that can defend and attack, which most fullbacks can't do nowadays. I agree. Because, for example, one of the weaknesses in Joao Cancelo's game is his defensive ability. But Hector Ford doesn't have that. And, one of his weaknesses is, this right here. Hector Ford, he can play for the many minutes, but he burns out easy. And, it's understandable. He's still super young. He's 17 years old. It's understandable why he isn't able to, have the match fitness and the physical capability to compete, against the
If
top professionals in the world.
if coach doesn't want him, I'm okay to let him go. But what is these rumors about signing Mark Pubil for 20 million and all?
Yeah, I mean, my guess in what Barcelona are trying to do is they're trying to actually sign a good right back because no, Mark Bubel is Hector 4 in a couple years because Mark Bubel is 21, 22. Hector 4 is 17. And so potentially they could be looking to sell Christensen, move Kunde from that right back position back to the center back, and then buy an actual right back. Because Barcelona
I
is still
think
targeting a fullback. They're looking at Joao Cancelo
yeah,
still,
yeah,
and they're looking at Mark Boyd. And I mean, that
yeah.
makes no sense.
We are not getting Joao Cancelo if we want unless we pay 40 million plus. I think
Yeah. Yeah. Because
So we can't even register Dani Olmo. Let's stop talking about what players we're gonna buy and stuff like
exactly,
that.
um
exactly.
no, but what's it called? Like this is that's why I see it a little bit weird. Like Barcelona pursued for a fullback because why pursue a fullback when you already have three backup fullbacks? You have Hector for Alex Valle and Gerard Martin. But if you're not counting on those two, let's say Alex Valle,
I think
who
he's more of a defensive fullback.
okay, okay, um,
And Balde will be going on left wing, pushing forward. So on other side, maybe we want a defensive fullback.
okay, and with Hector 4, would you guys be looking for a loan or permanent sale? Because I want a loan. I think Hector 4, if he gets like a season long loan to let's say like a Real
Yeah,
Betis or Villarreal,
but the other team has to pay the salary and stuff like that.
yeah,
Only
but
fine.
he's a La Masia player. He's not going to be on extreme wages, so it's not going
I
to be a
am
problem.
okay with the loan. I am okay with the sale. If we sell him, just get a buyback clause.
Okay, okay, so you retain the
If it's a
control of the player
if it's
future.
good if it's a decent amount of money, I'll be fine with the sale.
Okay, and
Yeah,
for
me
what price
too
tag?
at this point.
What price tag? Keep in
15,
mind that he can play
15,
left
20
and right.
million.
Over 10 million?
10 to 50
Yeah,
million?
15. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a good
okay.
price for him.
Um, why are we worrying about Olmo registration? Barcelona always register their players. We do, but it's not
It's not
it's not a
about
good
the
sign.
registration, it's what we are doing to get them registered, like selling Gundogan and selling
Yeah,
Five, selling Christensen, all these things.
yeah, precisely.
Yeah,
And
Of course, we
wasn't
can
this
sign any
Pai guy
player at
like
this
a
point.
prospect?
what
We're
happened?
just
Sorry.
selling our
Yeah,
prospects.
we can sign them, but what are we doing to the squad? Last season also was our squad was slimmest. Now we have sell more players instead of buying.
Yeah. And I just going up that point, it's also not a good sign to see your big money move signing not be able to play from day one. Like Dani Olmo, your big superstar signing isn't able to play. Like, come on. It's not a good signing.
Also, we
Can we
signed
talk
him too late. He didn't even have a preseason with the team.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Can we talk about the Vitor Roque to Betis? Okay, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah, another
So
waste of 40 million.
yeah, so Roque is going to be going on Betis, boys. He's not going to Portugal. He is going on the loan deal. It's being rumored right now that it's a 2-year loan deal, potentially three. Barcelona, they're negotiating to say, can Barcelona bring him back, in that loan deal or anything like that? Let's say like in a year and a half or something like that. That's being negotiated. But Roque on a loan deal to Real Betis, I think that's a fantastic move. I think Roque does not have
Fantastic
a good
move
time
for
at
him.
Barcelona. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good move. I think he's going to a team that is going to be competing for Europe, and he's going to be receiving first team minutes, experience in La Liga. He's in Spain still, so he's not going to another country and having
I
to
just
adapt.
don't. I just don't like that Barca sells their players to like rival teams. I mean,
Rival team.
Betis isn't really a rival team, but still like they play for European
Add
competition. So
add that fear clause because I think Roque wants to score against Barcelona when he plays against us.
No, 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 no. Imagine in that first game against Barcelona, he pulls out that like tiger celebration. Nah, I'm done. I call it quits then if that happens. But again, thoughts on the Rocket to Betis? Are you a fan of that? Are you a little bit disappointed, or
Yeah,
would
I
you rather
think
sell it?
rather than waiting in the wings in Barcelona, I think it is a good move for him. I
Okay.
think definitely Real Betis will improve his first touch. I don't
I
know
see.
more, anything more than that, but I think it is a good move. He will get minutes regularly. He can
Hmm.
play in a good possession style team,
Uh-huh.
so it will improve. And I think he is too rash. I think he needs a little bit more of a calm. So I think he will improve that in 1 year.
Okay.
And if he plays well, we can get him back or we can sell him for more price
Hmm.
because already teams were ready to play for 30 to 25 million for him at this time, even after not playing good in Barcelona. So
Yeah,
if he
exactly.
plays well, I think we will get more money if we want to sell.
Yeah, precisely. And then, for example, if he has like a great season for Real Betis, then guys, we have our future striker. We have our striker already, and we don't have to go
Yeah,
spend big. Real Betis is not going to do anything to Barcelona. We destroyed them 5-0 and 4-2 last season. Now we have a better coach.
guys,
Real
You
Betis
guys,
never
who
know,
who
bro.
would have, thought at this point that Mallorca will draw with Real Madrid with this Real Madrid team? We don't
yo,
know anything what will happen.
there's always those like shock results. I hope Roque scores on us to prove the fans and Deco calling him a fraud. He deserves it after how he was treated. Uh well, I mean, I want Roque to do as well as he possibly can at Real Betis because that's only going to help Barcelona. It's simple as that. If we want to sell him, we sell for big money. If we decide to keep him, we have a good player.
That is
It's
true.
that simple. Uh huh. But guys, that was it for the episode. We talked about Dani Olmo, we talked about his registration, we talked a little bit briefly about the game against Athletic Club, Chiesa, Barcelona. They're going after him strong. They've already submitted their first offer. Chiesa could be the exciting signing. More to gain than there is to lose. Hector Fort as well. His future a little bit undecided. Could he be leaving? Could he be staying? That's something we're going to see. But guys, as always, this episode will be on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. Sampana, thank you for that comment. That's an amazing podcast. And thank you, Sebi. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And catch you guys all in the next video. Peace out, boys.